What is up, y'all? Welcome back to Stay Shinin' with Diamond. I'm your host, Diamond Holly, and this is my dad.
Welcome back, everyone.
And we are back with the last episode of this season. How we feeling?
Oh, ecstatic.
I'm excited. Well, I'm not excited to end the season. I'm gonna let you guys know. But I'm excited because we need new. We're ready for more, you know? We're ready for an upgrade. We've been coming up with some ideas on how we're gonna take Stay Shinin', what we're gonna do to change it up, because it's time. It's time for the switch up. It's time for the level up. It's time to change up. 2023, only leveling up. So yeah, but today, me and my daughter are gonna be talking about honoring yourself.
The whole point of Stay Shinin' is for you to be able to stay shining, you first have to honor yourself.
Yes. So
and basically honoring yourself means to admire, appreciate, respect yourself.
Right. Honoring yourself is another way. It's like another form of self-love. So we're just
It's self-love, it's self-care.
Yeah.
It's self-awareness.
Facts. So it's really just showing appreciation towards yourself, and we're going to be discussing ways on how to develop self-love and how to always keep loving yourself. Period. So, I really want to talk about firstly is probably be respecting yourself. And, you know, last week we talked about boundaries, and boundaries is basically respecting yourself. And, you know, what else? Like, putting yourself first. Because when you have boundaries, some people think it's selfish, but it's not selfish.
It's not selfish.
It comes off as selfish to other people who don't have boundaries. But like respecting yourself is, you know, it's a form of self-love, and it's when you respect yourself, everything falls into place. Dad, elaborate a little bit more.
Well, I mean, if you don't respect yourself, you say, for instance, you allow people to walk all over you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, if you allow people to do all these different things and take away from who you truly are,
exactly,
that is not really respecting yourself. So, in order to respect yourself, you set these boundaries. You know, you make sure you know who you are.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know, make sure you know your direction. You make sure that everything in your world is synergistic around yourself.
Facts. And staying firm in who you are. I feel like growing up, at least for me, I didn't know who I was at certain points. And like, honestly, I didn't have any self-love at certain points, just, you know, but the older you get, it's easier to form a better relationship with yourself.
I wouldn't say all that. Some of us take a little bit longer.
What do you mean? What did I say?
No. When you said that, you know, when you get older, that's not necessarily true.
Oh, okay. Well, elaborate.
Because a lot of times, it's older people may take even longer than somebody young. You know what I mean?
True.
It could be your environment. It could be your surroundings. You know what I mean? Your upbringing. You know what I mean? Your social, cultural environment, all that. So
that does make sense.
I like now these days a lot more people are much more aware of wanting to create that situation for themselves at a lot earlier age. That's exactly what I wanted to say. My age group seems like we didn't really focus as much on it, and now it's more of a focal point. And I think if we would have had those things that we could actually focus on ourselves at that time, then I think we would have we would have progressed a little bit better. Okay, good.
I like how you stopped me, because that is true. I guess like that it does depend on your environment. It does depend on life.
Yeah, I can't put an age limit on it. Everybody has their certain maturation points of their life at different times.
Exact. But yeah, respecting yourself, it is self-love overall is a journey. Like it's like a journey with anything in life. And so building that strong relationship with yourself, like
basically which leads into the next thing, which is admiring yourself.
Yes.
Admiring all the things that you have done for yourself to build you up to the person that you are right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you have to admire the day by day trials and tribulations that you go through to get to be the person that you want to be. I was reading a quote earlier today. It says, I wouldn't take away any of the trials, any of the situations, any of the fails, any of the losses to get to this point, because I couldn't be who I am right now if it wasn't for all those things. So don't take not one thing away.
Facts.
Give me all those things to make me who I am. And so I admire not only myself, but the process it took to get to this point.
Exactly. I love that. And like, that's what most of us do forget. Like, we have to remember, like, you need to be able to ask yourself, like, what do I love about myself? Like, what do I bring to the table that another person in my life doesn't bring. Like, that's admiring yourself, you know. And if you can't be honest with yourself and answer those questions, like, it's okay. It's self-love is a journey, but we have to sit and reflect and remember why we matter, like, at some points. Does that make sense, Dad?
It makes tons of sense.
Because I sometimes am like, I get lost, you know, and I'm like, okay, I've done this. Like, be the person to remind yourself, like, what you've done in your life, like, what amazing things that you did for another person. Like, you have to, that's a part of it.
Which is the next thing. You got to appreciate yourself.
Exactly. Appreciate yourself. Like, appreciating yourself. Like, remember that there's no one like you.
Mm-hmm.
And so he has, I might not have, like, you know what I mean? But, like, that's, like, a strong point in yourself. And you need to remind yourself, like, okay, it's not, like, a bad thing.
No, it's not.
It's not a bad thing. It's just, like, you know what?
I appreciate myself all the time.
Exactly. Like, that's how life should be. And so.
I mean, you got to give yourself the pat on the back, the attaboys.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
If you don't give them to yourself, who's going to give them to you? You're going to wait. You can't wait for others to do it.
Right. And you don't want to wait till, like, you're in a friendship or a relationship to, like, feel worth something.
Yeah.
Or feel valued. That's just really not the way of living life.
No.
Like, especially, I used to see a lot of people who I was friends with, like, they found valuing themselves in other people and relationships. And I'm like,
somebody else's world. How you gonna be your main character?
How are you gonna be the main character?
How are you gonna narrate your situation if you're a part of somebody else's world?
Right. And, like, really just that's what I wanted to say. Like, I see a lot of that. And, like, I feel like when in relationships, like, you should be able to, that other person should be themselves and do what they want to do while you can do the same. Like, independent. Like,
yes.
You can both be independent in a relationship. I feel like a lot of relationships, it's like all up each other's ass. Like, it really should not be like that. You have to be, there can still be a level of trust, a level of love, and still be that independent person.
Yeah. No doubt. So even in a couple situation, you still have to be, you have to have that self awareness.
Exactly. You have to have that self-love. You have to have that
self-love.
Exactly. And that's how it makes the relationship, the friendship stronger. And once you have self-love, like, you're not worried about what other people think of you. You're not worried about fears. Like, you are strong within yourself. You're confident within yourself, so you don't need all that outside access. Like, you don't need to feel embarrassed about anything. Like, it's, once you have that strong relationship with yourself, nothing else matters. You don't get embarrassed. You don't get caught up in stupid shit. You know what I mean?
So once again, stay shining is only a mantra or a motto to basically say to honor yourself. Yes. Honor thyself.
Exactly. I know who I am. I honor myself. I know what I bring to the table and stuff like that. So what's next? I feel like this is an important one. This is kind of random, but it still goes hand in hand with self-love and yourself and all that, is forgiving yourself. I feel like this is such a big thing. Like, all of us, we're all so hard on ourselves. We're so hard on ourselves. Like, we think about shit that we've done, might not have been the best thing, but, like, it's hard for us to forgive ourselves at some point, but you have to forgive yourself in order to move on. Like, we just want to move on. You have to move on in life. At some point, you can't dwell. So once you start forgiving yourself and, like, have that moment, like, okay, that wasn't who I am. I know who I am. Like, you really have to sit with yourself and forgive. Like,
by not forgiving yourself, you're holding yourself. You're sticking yourself in the same space.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
you can't
you're
grow.
Staying stuck.
You can't move on. You know what I mean? So in order to gravitate away from that, chalk it up to the game as a learning experience and keep it moving.
That's all you got to do. We're all human. We've all done some shit. We all fuck up.
The best thing about going through that and like you made a mistake.
Yeah.
Get over it.
And get
to the next thing. Like, it's a great learning experience to make these mistakes.
Exactly.
So you never do that shit again.
Right. Exactly. And, like, we have to make mistakes. We have to learn. Sometimes listening to other people, like, sometimes people don't. You just have to fuck it and find out for yourself.
Yeah. Exactly. But the best part of life is that you get to make that mistake.
Yes. and you grew from it. Like, I feel like people, you just stay stuck in the mindset. You stay stuck in the vibes.
Imagine, like, you know, how people are, like, young and stay stuck on just little things. Imagine the people who've held on to stuff for 20, 30 years.
Ooh.
I mean, imagine how they've, like, kept themselves in the same space.
It's not fair to you. Like, it's not fair at all.
That is totally not honoring yourself.
Exactly. And once you, like, once you do move on from that and that shit doesn't faze you anymore, doesn't bother you anymore, and you're confident, like, oh yeah, I made that mistake. Well, that's not who I was. That's not who I am. Like, it's a power confident move when you're like, well,
and that goes like, with our last couple episodes a while ago where we talked about mindset shift.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like forgiveness is basically a mindset shift. You just basically, you forgive, don't forget, you learn, and you move on.
Especially, like, when you're dealing with people, too, like, you know, just forgive and not forget. We all know what you did. But, like, but it's, like, forget it and move on. Like, forgive and move on. Like, it don't matter. Like, dwelling, it's lame and it holds you back. We don't want to be held back. We got to keep leveling up. Life keeps moving. People keep growing. So
and you're worthy of letting it go.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You're a worthy enough person to have lost and learned and moved on.
You just gotta cry it out. You just gotta cry it out.
Cry it out, hug it out.
Do whatever you gotta do.
Pray it away.
Exactly. Pray it away. But, like, do whatever you gotta do. Don't hold yourself back because of little things in life, you know.
And it affects your mind. You know what I mean? It really just leaves this space in your head that you're holding on to this thing, and that thing, if you can move on from it, you can actually use that energy and that focus and that attention to do something so much more powerful in the direction of where you want to be. Like, it's just like, to me, it's just like, okay, alleviate all those things, forgive yourself, and then create a space and to replace all those things that's going to move you in a positive direction.
Fact. Yes. What's next? Basically, I want to talk about carrying yourself in a confident manner. Carrying yourself like you are that.
It goes along with respecting yourself. You got to carry yourself and honor yourself in the right way. You know what I mean? You got to be mindful of who you are.
Exactly.
And so you need to carry yourself in the manner of the person that you want to be.
Facts. And, like, people
stick that chest out.
Yes.
Right? You know, use those broad shoulders. Hold your head up high. You know, feel good about yourself.
Right. And, like, people hate that. Like, people want to humble out of you. Like, when you are a confident person, people coming left and right to humble you. Like, just don't pay them no mind. Like, that's what I be doing. Like, you're mad because I love myself.
Hey, you know what?
You're mad because I appreciate myself.
I got armor on, so it's just like I get little dents from reflecting off those kind of negative vibes. You know what I mean? Like, it's like my knight in shiny armor, and then I get one of those people that come with their little sword trying to poke at me.
Right.
They can't pierce the armor.
Exactly. Like, people really hate it. People really hate to see a confident person.
Yeah.
Like, people really hate to see somebody who loves themselves and respects themselves, because they're not on that level yet. They're not at that point with themselves. And, like, honestly, there's going to be so many people, like, in life. If you're in school, if you're a grown adult going somewhere, like, there's just going to be, they're everywhere. So it's just like, you really just have to keep it moving. You really do. I don't know. I have to say that because, I don't know, people mistake loving yourself for being, like, an asshole or whatever. Like,
nah.
It's never that. It's never that. I look good, I'm confident, and I love who I am. That's all. It shouldn't affect you.
Like me and my mom was talking about. just our standard.
Yes.
Other people just don't understand that, that person that has this standard that's way up here, that's just who they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It takes a while to get to that point. I mean, some people just automatically just jump out there like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, you gotta have a standard.
You gotta be your own cheerleader.
Uphold.
Exactly. Like, I used to get a lot of hate. Like,
I look at it as like, say for instance, a person that's very, very clean and manicured, or looks very well to do,
tip top.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just it's a reason that they're that way.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Maybe they didn't want to wake up in a cluttery environment this morning. Shower. They go take a shower. All the stuff is falling out of the medicine cabinet. Scrambling around for dirty towels because everything is not folded or clean. Leaving their bed unattended, just clothes all over the place.
Or just like showing up fresh,
then they get in their dirty car with all this stuff all over the place, and then they got this stinky sweatshirt on because it smells mildewy from the last 4 times when they pulled it out the corner. Like, no, I can't accept that standard in my life at all.
Like, just because y'all be on that,
like, I have to be as soon as I jump out the bed's made. Yeah. All the pillows are fluffed.
Exactly.
I look around my room, everything's in its proper place that I can attend to it to get moving and get in the right direction. Right. I'm gonna show up to wherever I'm going with my hair tip top, looking good, skin glowing, you know what I mean?
Newest of new things.
Clothes looking good on me, they're nice and pressed and fresh and stuff like that. So there is nothing wrong with that scenario. That first scenario I was talking about, I don't understand how people could live that mindset and get out the past the mirror looking like that or feeling like that, right? So so basically removing all the clutter, and having that standard.
Exactly.
It's honoring and respecting yourself.
Exactly. And we don't need to hate on nobody who carries themselves to a certain standard, because that's what some of y'all be doing that, and it's not cool.
But that's the whole thing, is like, when you forgive yourself, you can forgive yourself and move on from that standard and get to the next level, and carry yourself in a total different manner.
Facts.
That's the best part about it, is once you feel that you're worthy and you've forgiven yourself, respect yourself because you've honored yourself and you stay shining. You know what I mean? And also, when you pick up some of our Diamond Holly productions.
Knew the plug was coming. I knew it was
on
coming.
our shop.com.
Yes, guys.
Please subscribe, pick up some merchandise. But you'll be looking pretty fresh and you'll be holding your head up high.
Period. But what was I about to say? But yeah, like, you can change who you want to be at any given moment. Like, what I got from the last part of that is, like, if you are not who you want to be today, wake up. Not even wake up, bitch. In the next hour. Get it together. Like, that's the thing about life. Like, we only have one, and our days are, what is it? What do people say? Like, your days aren't counted or whatever. Like,
they're definitely numbered.
Well, they say your days are numbered. So it's just like, if you want to change today, you can change today, and that's what's lovely about life. Like, you don't have to be that person that you were an hour ago.
No.
And like, people will really try to make it seem like,
it's
people
so
just be
hard.
hating.
It's so hard to change. It's so hard to move on. It's so hard to grow.
Right.
No, it's not. It's really not.
It's not. Like, literally, guys, if you want to change who you want, like, change your attitude, change your look, change anything about yourself, you could do it right now. And that's the beauty of life. Like, don't be letting nobody bring you down or, like, feel judged. Like, none of that outside shit, it does not matter. Like, other people do not matter. You are the main character. This is your life, your story. Remember, I say this all the time. In every episode. What I say? This is your story. This is your autobiography.
Put it this way: are you gonna have a #1 bestseller, or are you trying to have your shit on the shelf in the back corner of the library?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, make your shit interesting, make it pop.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And make it have some sizzle.
Right.
One of my favorite things I always say: dynamic. Is it dynamic? You know what I mean? So, like, for my life, I want every day to be ecstatic and dynamic.
Factuals. Like, I wake up, I tell myself all the time, like, I do not have an ordinary life. I don't. I will never. My life is so insane. It's so beautiful. It's so like everything about it is different, and I see the signs every day, and that's why I tell myself I don't live an ordinary basic life. And it got me to that point in my mindset shifts and all that. Like I was living in a basic life at some point, but then I woke up and I was like, no, I don't want this shit. And now I live a crazy, fantastic, beautiful life because I chose that for myself. And you have to choose that for yourself. Like,
perception is reality, folks. You know what I mean? And whatever you perceive it to be is what you're gonna get.
Right.
If you got, if you want to have lemons, that's on you. If you want to make lemonade with it, that's on you too.
Right.
Change it up.
Exactly. What else about self-love? Like, yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just like, what else do we want to say? What else do we want to speak about before we end up this season?
Well, we got to give it up to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about that Super Bowl.
That Super Bowl, that performance was off the chain.
Tell me why my dad and my brother don't like football. Like, I was cheering the whole game.
I thought it was a great game. I mean, it went down to the wire. It was, it was very controversial.
But then my brother wanted to ruin things and saying, this is scripted.
I hate to say it, but it does seem like some of the sporting events are rigged.
Like, when y'all told me that, I was like, great.
Pre-scripted to have a certain outcome.
That's why I asked you, did they have the hats already? Why was that?
No, but they do that for both teams because they don't know who's going to win, right? And so if, hey, I'll put it this way.
But I thought you said it was scripted.
Hey, if they showed up there with just one person that would totally be scripted. They'd be like, hold up.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's what I thought. I was like, okay, this is fake.
No. When Miami won their title that year, they were about to lose until Ray Allen hit the shot. So they were getting ready to put the party stuff out there in the hats and everything out there for the other team. And then when Ray Allen hit the shot, they were just like, put that stuff back. They're like, it ain't over yet. Like, we might have a different winner. You know what I mean? So they got both. So and the crazy part is whenever they dump all that stuff out, the losing team. So you could technically...
Yeah, where do they put it?
They still have to get rid of it, so people actually buy it.
Oh, really? I mean, I was like, where do they... I don't want them to waste none of that. So I'm just like...
you don't want no 2023 Eagles gear, I'm sorry.
Some people might.
The Eagles fans.
We were going with the Chiefs.
Yeah, I was, I like Mahomes. I was down with that. I mean,
I love me some Kelsey.
Well, for me, it resonates. I used to have a Chief, jacket when I was a little kid.
Yeah, you did.
You know what I mean? We used to. That was pretty popular. You had your footballs gear and all that kind of stuff. So I had my Chiefs gear because I love red, and so red, yellow, and white worked out. And then the white and yellow and red worked out perfect too. So I was just like, okay, I represent that. But
Yes, but we were watching the game. I'm a football girl now. I love football.
You literally asked me what shirt did you have on the other week, and I was like,
I needed to make sure.
Well, the San Diego Chargers is.
Look, I'm not with the San Diego.
They're not a baseball team. I'll put it that way.
No, but for real, guys, I'm a football girl now, and I'm usually a basketball girl, but now I think I'm gonna watch football because, I love it. I watched the whole game, and I was like, okay, it was interesting. Like
that was the last game for like 8 months, right?
No, I didn't. I missed all the damn games. But I have been catching up.
You ever meet that person that just loves the colors on the jersey?
Dad, oh my God. No, guys, I for real love the game.
Oh my God, what is this? The Beijing Raptors?
Oh my gosh.
It's a dinosaur.
No, I actually am a fan.
The Taiwan Hello Kitties. Oh
I'm opening my realm of sports. Like, I'm not limited now. Like, I was that NBA wife, and now I'm a football wife. Okay, let's talk about the Rihanna performance.
It was pretty good.
I couldn't breathe.
I mean, it wasn't no Dr. Dre crip rocking across the stage in the crypto, but you know what? I guess it was pretty.
This
cool.
one was for us.
I'm just glad nobody fell off that things.
We did see a dancer. She fell a little bit, but she got back up.
That high altitude, I can understand how somebody can get a little lightheaded, with all that going on. People out in the stands.
Low key, on TikTok, they were trying to find the girl who fell, too, and they found her.
That's a shame. TikTok is they ruthless.
They be on it. Also, there's this trending dance on TikTok right now. It's this trending dance. And so one of the dancers were doing the trending dance and not the choreography on top of it. I'm weak. And tell me what, I just loved
all
it.
All that TikToking is just too funny.
You really want to play with Rihanna on Rihanna's set? Like, how you gonna, that is so funny. And they found that dancer too. But I love the performance. Honestly, I was almost about to cry the entire time. I could not.
You were invested.
I was invested. Like, that's how we haven't seen Ree in 7 years, Dad. Invested. Like,
yeah, she's been busy.
Locked, right? Like, why did A$AP put another baby in her? Now we can't even get another album. Like, now she's gonna be really with the babies.
Yep, sometimes that might be more important than a career.
Okay, true, but
bringing that whole life into the world.
Lift Me Up wasn't enough for me.
I think she's done enough for the rest of America.
She really has.
In the music industry.
She really did. So like, I guess you can rest now, but it's just like, it's like I'm gonna miss her.
It ain't over. She's still Madonna's 70 and still making music.
Not
Tina Turner was 80 still performing. So I mean,
Beyonce did have a litter of them.
Can squeeze a little bit more out of Rihanna over the next years.
True. Okay, but I do want to shout out to the dancers. Shout out to my Phoenix friends.
Yeah, you had like 4 old colleagues that danced out there. Much props to you guys.
Y'all did y'all big one.
You guys
did it for real.
Great job.
I was
awesome.
so proud. I'm so proud for each and every one of you. Just period. That's amazing, Rihanna.
I mean, yeah, that is a super highlight.
That's amazing.
In a young person's world, in anybody's world. I mean,
good on the resume.
That's going to be great on their resume. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Y'all, you need to be making TikToks, YouTube videos. You need to be doing that dance out there. Mm-hmm. You need to be recruiting people and like letting everybody know that y'all took part in that. And, and get your fame and your time.
Get your flowers. Because well done. You know, the show cannot go on without the dancers, without the vision. Mm-hmm. And all y'all little marshmallows, y'all really did it.
You call it marshmallows? That's what it was?
Like marshmallows.
Yeah, they look like some snow marshmallows.
I love the entire performance, so it was amazing.
What made her go with the snow gear, though? I was wondering.
It is a little hot in Phoenix for that.
It was golf open and everything that weekend. It was like 75 degrees, but they was in...
Yeah, but 75 degrees, like Phoenix, it is a little hot. That is a little hot for Phoenix. Yeah. But, I don't know. We're so sad. We missed out on the golf tournament, but I was like, my first not going to the golf tournament. This
is my second year not going to the golf.
Shit. Yeah, I thought you went last year.
No. So
it's okay. We're building our brand. You know,
we're gonna do that whole work thing. You know what I mean, it calls us.
We gotta miss out to do our big one.
Yeah, I was just like, jeez.
But
work on my own craft or party all the time.
I guess I can sit out. Like. But yeah, the Super Bowl, it's always a fun time. Like, making food and watching the game, and it's fun. I love events like that, and we're not gonna have one for a while.
I mean, I still think we're have all the commercials in rotation that we're still getting to. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, there's a couple that I still have not watched. So
really,
yeah.
Oh yeah, you didn't see a couple.
Oh yeah, I still got to get a whole lot more. There's one movie that was coming out that I forgot. But
so many good movies.
I gotta get on it.
I'm excited for the new movies this year. But yeah, the Super Bowl was great. What else do you want to talk about before we end out this season?
Nothing other than to make sure that they be able to go check out our website.
Yes, guys. We put a lot of work in our website.
And you can see our old clothing and our new arrivals. And then we're going to be actually launching a whole bunch of new stuff. So stay tuned. So when we drop in our next season, right around the middle of March time frame, then you'll be able to see the transition. Oh, no doubt. We'll be back in March.
Yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back March some. But yeah, guys, we're always updating our website. I'm never happy, so I'm never satisfied. You know, everything. There's always things that need to be upgraded. So go look at the website now. It might be different tomorrow, literally.
But I do like the fact that we seen. Fortunately, but unfortunately, we see a lot of people visiting our website from other countries.
Yes,
that is super awesome.
It is amazing.
However, unfortunately, we're only limited to the United States as of right now. Unfortunately, for those who try to pick up some of our items in Ireland, Canada,
Ireland,
South Africa, like, not yet. Sooner than later.
Exactly that. I always be telling my dad, like, oh, this is always so off topic, but I always tell us, like, we're Ireland, we're Irish.
Oh, Hollies.
Because our slave owners.
the colonizers.
Our slave owners, their names were Holly. So, like, we have to go to Ireland one day.
They were not there was owners at a time in history.
We got their name.
Sake.
Yeah.
Passed on to us. But rephrase that.
Okay, I just have to say that. Okay, guys, by ending this episode, you already know it's still Black History Month. Don't get it twisted. Mm-hmm. Don't forget, we celebrating. Period.
Well, I mean, and this week I want to give it up to the. I want to just give it up to the Black Panthers. Because they were a group, an organization that was deemed as terrorists in the United States, and they were no form of terrorism.
They were deemed as rude. They were deemed as
criminals, terrorists, all that. They gave them all the worst names ever.
Just because we go hard for ours.
Basically, they were formed to protect color people as they were having their transactions with the law enforcement.
Yes.
And basically their goal was to make sure it didn't go further than it needed to. Mm-hmm. And I feel like something like that is definitely needed now. With all the police crime and beating citizens in the street. I mean, it's just at a certain point, this is just awful. We got to get away from that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, there should not be anybody in America for a traffic stop who's supposed to get a ticket and lose their life.
Getting beaten the fuck up. What?
It's insane.
That is so sad. That is life nowadays. Truly.
So we got to change that whole thing around, become a better community, look out for each other, and just follow some of the positive attributes of what people in society, groups in society did for us.
Yes. And also not mistaking, like, our passion and our, like, because they mistake our passion for, like, angriness. Mm-hmm. Like, no, we're really passionate. Shit needs to change. And we're not at a certain point. Like,
at a certain
I'm
point,
not going to be...
We do need to be passionate, but remember, wait for your day in court. You don't want to be executed because you're passionate right away.
No, I'm just saying.
So wait for your day in court. Live through the experience and then fight it later.
Yes. Okay, but yes, shout out to Black Panthers. Also, I want to shout out somebody that I have found named Lonnie Johnson. So Lonnie Johnson was the only Black person at the science fair. I read that. Let me give y'all a little description real quick. He went on to get his PhD at Tuskegee, and worked at NASA. While experimenting at home, he had the idea of a pressurized water gun and built prototypes with PVC in a soda bottle. His invention was eventually... Damn, bitch, I can't even speak. I'm sorry, guys, I cursed. Okay. His invention eventually became the Super Soaker. So all y'all little boys that be having little water guns, Lonnie Johnson made that for y'all.
Out of some PVC pipes.
Yes.
And I'm sure that was probably stolen and parlayed into what we see today.
Let me continue.
Super Soakers.
In 2013, he won a dispute with Hasbro and was awarded nearly $70 million. in unpaid royalties.
That's not bad.
Yes.
He probably should got $700 million.
But he didn't get all his flowers because they stole the idea that, well, what they do.
Yeah, well, it's always been a lot of that. And just like,
Right,
It's a dog-eat-dog world.
It is.
You know what I mean? And hope it's great he got what he got.
But that's why we're here to remind you that some of the shit y'all be using was made by a black person. So
well, most of the stuff that people use was made by a person of color.
Right, like pads, ladies, our pads, the
Air
street lights. And, a lot of us, we don't be knowing that. They don't be teaching us that in school. I don't know what, they was teaching us wars, I
know, right? They teaching you all these
what
words.
What were y'all teaching us?
Instead of I put it this way, education is flawed. And if I had I was in education for many years. And if I had my way of doing a school, one of the things I would be a firm believer is teaching kids to see all the attributes of a lot of great people, and so they can start modeling themselves after those kind of individuals. You would start them off in the day with a motivational story of somebody who did something impactful in the world. Get a person's mind engaged into wanting to change the world and do something positive for his fellow man and woman, opposed to let's show you how to use a screwdriver.
Right. That actually would be better in schools if they did that. Then I would probably no way she made that. You know what? I'm going to do something that would have gave.
They teach you American history instead of a little bit more of a world cultured history.
Right. And then they be trying to make all the black people in class feel so weird and shit. And
well, they don't even teach you enough about what's actually
they just
happening.
Be they were slaves. And these were the people.
And they moved on, and now they have great lives and they make income.
How embarrassing as a teacher, though. Obviously you guys are following the curriculum, but
we could do better in schools.
So much better.
I like Elon, his thought pattern
what
behind
did Elon
school.
Say?
Well, he actually has a school on his base where he has out in Texas, and they basically they focus more on problem solving.
Okay.
Because, say for instance, the article I was reading, they were saying that instead of teaching a kid that there's this metric system and they have to learn all these different screws and bolts and sizes and stuff, how about you reverse engineer that thought pattern and say, hey, we got this engine, we needed to make it work again. What do we do to get it back working?
See, that's better because that would help a lot of things.
Because you think bigger than just screwdriver, bolt.
That would apply to all different realms in life to help a kid grow.
Showing a person how to actively approach a situation, identify the problem, solve the problem. Yes. You know what I mean? And then being able to keep it mimicking it. Yeah. I think to me is more impactful than say, hey guys, this is what happened. Keep it moving.
So lame.
Here's your algebra. Here's your calculus.
Exactly. Shout out to the homeschool teachers out there that be doing y'all thing.
Shout out to all the parents during COVID who had to homeschool and losing their minds.
Yes.
I know friends that have psychology degrees and still had to teach their kids, and it was still tough for them.
I hope y'all was easy on them too.
Oh my God.
Because I know my parents. You what is two? What I know y'all.
We was watching the TikTok with the dude sitting there, the kids sitting there all petrified.
That was me, y'all. I used to be crying when they was teaching me how to do my homework.
I used to have my older brother slapping me in the back of the head, get it, you gotta get it.
I'm telling y'all, them back in the day, our parents and their parents.
And now it's so much cooler. And now you just say, come on, Timmy, just watch this YouTube video. It will teach you everything.
You don't got it. It's okay. Here's a cookie, and we'll go over the problem again.
It's so different. It's so much different.
But yeah, guys. Oh, I'm hungry. Okay, guys. We love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in to Stay Shinin' with Diamond and whatever.
Boy.
We appreciate you guys so much. Truly, this has been a journey making all these episodes. Coming to the studio every week, we love it, and we just we're gonna continue to grow. We're gonna continue to do our thing for real, and we appreciate every single one of you who watch us and, are not afraid to like and comment, because some of y'all are bandwagons and need to see somebody else to do it, to support somebody, which is unbelievable. But, shout out to the ones who aren't like that. I'm feeling extra today. Okay, we love you guys so much. Truly, thank you. And watch all of our other episodes.
And stay shy.